친구에.
맞
Home designs, granny flats,
It was-
home design
it was quite
packages,
long.
or
Oh, this was the day where-
Aria Homes, New South Wales.
Okay. Medium spicy is fine.